Hello.
I hope y'all
Hey,
here,
lady.
motherfuckers.
Hey,
Come on.
ladies.
I hope y'all here, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages. D Generation X. That's the best promo that motherfucker ever did. Too bad he can't do that for the own show he managed.
Yeah, I mean, it is what it is at this point. When he gets in the ring, we already know what it's about. It's the triple bypass show, the triple no heart show.
The triple no heart. The real heartbreak kid.
Yeah, basically at this point, shit. And Sean's the one playing the game. He's playing the game, you know. He's
Hey
playing
man,
the
listen.
whoa game.
Hey bro. We figured it out years ago about a lot of things. But when I seen who the NXT champ is, I have no idea who she is. But I'm like, hold on, bro. Who that?
Excuse me, Charity. Excuse me. You
I'm like,
beautiful.
I don't know who she is. She probably ain't got no wrestling background like most of them, but hey,
For those of y'all just joining, this is Banks versus Davis. We're back after hiatus, accidental hiatus this time, completely unintentional. Took way too long on my end, but we're
no,
back.
we ain't gonna even let you do that. Hey man, timing is everything. I ain't got my gear yet. At the same time, I'm still a worker, brother.
But you've been hearing Banks on Wiretap as always. Shout out to Eve. Shout out to Black and Out. Say, well, you've been hearing Banks on RAOP. Bonus episodes, tangent, all that, as you already know. So
Live stream, bro, everything going crazy
yeah.
right now.
Again, this was the man that stole the show during the podathon during the lie detector test.
I don't recall that.
I do not recall that incident.
I don't recall that incident, brother. That was total recall.
But we're back to do the same show that we've always done. But we started early. We were originally going to start back in not back next month in December, but the Michael Jackson trailer dropped, and this is Banks' most anticipated movie, I think, of what, the last 5 years, basically since we've started the show. I don't think you've been as excited for anything compared to this.
Fast 9.
But that was the point of this show. But I mean, you personally, because I'm not excited for this movie at all, and we'll get into that.
No, let's get into it now. Pause. You
No, that's
not
what I'm saying. But
bad.
I'm going to let you. Well, no, all right.
Here we
Okay.
go. No, watch this, people. Watch what he about to say.
No. My problem is biopics in general. Biopics, however you want to pronounce them. I am not a fan of that genre of film because I think it is easy acting a lot of the time. I think it's a cheap way for a movie studio to put something out because it's something that's already well known, whether it's a story about someone or that person's whole life in general. So I've never really been a fan of this particular genre. And every time the Oscars come around, these are the films that get all the awards the majority of the time. And to kind of shun pure creativity in terms of something that's original, created from scratch, like Sinners is, and will probably be, left out of the Oscars because of it being purely creative and one of a kind compared to something like Oppenheimer was 2 years ago.
But also, it's not a sim story. The Oscars look for sim stories, those farcy art piece type shits about somebody being neglected and white trauma and stuff like that. That's what they look for.
But it's what finally got Will Smith his Oscar with King Richard. It's something that rewards actors. I mean, again, and I'll say this in context, especially the music biopics. When I was just listening to an episode of RAOP where y'all were talking about Dewey Cox, the Walk Hard, the Dewey Cox story.
Yo, you really going into the archives? Because I'm like, I forgot about that.
But that is everyone, because you guys were talking about how that movie's not talked about. That's actually Film Twitter's favorite biopic, and it's about a fictional person. But it used all the tropes from those movies that ripped off, like Walk the Line, Ray, the Buddy Holly story, all of those to create the perfect template to what Elvis was, apparently, because everyone who saw Elvis like this is basically just Walk Hard, but trying to be serious. And what this will potentially be. And even something like Straight Outta Compton too. It's a movie I like, but I have my faults with it. Just like a movie like Moneyball, which is fucking entirely inaccurate with a lot of its fucking story, but it's an entertaining movie. And I don't get mad people are entertained by these movies, but for me, it's just that beef of like, you had the footage to mirror, to study. And granted, that is hard to mimic someone and become someone like Jafar Jackson is doing, but still to create a new character from scratch and give that character all the details the writer or director wanted, I feel like that's always a tougher effort that gets overlooked. I'm not saying anyone can be Michael Jackson, but if you're given the right tools, you'll have a good shot.
I don't think so. We've had a white dude play him in the UK. We've had Flex Alexander, and people still haunt him about that to this day. I remember people would jokingly, but they probably was serious. They was like, "We should get Daniel Day-Lewis to play Michael Jackson." I'm like,
He
bro,
had the joke when he won the Oscar for Lincoln that he and Meryl Streep had talked about swapping roles. Like he was going to play Margaret Thatcher, and she was going to play Abraham Lincoln. Like because a joke about that's how good he is that you would believe him as anybody.
yeah, but you not the second most famous person in history.
No,
Like that's done. Like people could debate their mom, they could debate anybody. Dude, Michael Jackson's a I see 1-year-olds fucking dancing. He been dead for 16 years.
Yeah, no, Kiki's daughters are excited for it. Again, it just shows that every generation from now and henceforth will always be influenced by him. And you can clearly see it with like Offset's whole rebrand as a solo artist was to be trap Michael Jackson. Like,
oh, it wasn't Lenny Kravitz?
Huh?
I thought it was Lenny Kravitz. I don't know what his rebrand is. The rebrand is, damn, I lost my bride to, fuck, I'm about to say Alshon Jeffries. I don't know why.
I mean, might as well be. Might as well.
Fucking, he not even with the Bills anymore. Fucking, he with the Patriots now, who is, what, third or first in the AFC East? Me and Ant was talking about that earlier. Yo, on the side note, the AFC looks like garbage.
Yeah. I mean, right now the Eagles and Packers are playing, and I'd rather step on glass than watch those two teams play. So,
the score right now is obviously I'm paying attention to this. Thank y'all for whoever's here. This slow rollout anyway, so I ain't tripping off the numbers today. But the score is 0-0, and it's 9 seconds in the second.
You mean to tell me that a team with Jalen Hurts can't put up points? I'm scared to throw the ball. Ah! And then Jordan Love, again, B-Dot does all this Love era bullshit. Jordan Love, he's not that guy, pal. You're not that guy.
I said, why does he always look nervous?
Because he is. He's like, oh, we got a game today. It's we got a game. Oh, you want me to go play right now?
Yeah, he has that look like, damn, bro, I didn't even do my homework last night. I'm going to get a whooping when I go home.
Yeah, I think he's still haunted by Aaron Rodgers just looking at him every day in practice like, you fucking cocksucker. I'm going to gut you like a fish. Now, last night, Aaron Rodgers found out there's no country for old men,
Hey, we're going to get back to Michael, but y'all know this about this pod by now. And if y'all new here, thank you for being here. This is what we do. All right, we go from here to here. So this man always predicts shit, and it happens, just like B-Dot. He predicted the Steelers.
I'm better than him, though. Don't compare me to that country motherfucker.
I hope he heard it. But no, when you say something, particularly things in general, but when you say something about sports, it happens. So this man, I was like, man, that Steelers ain't gonna do shit. He's like, nah, watch this. And they got a winning record right now. The problem is they old.
Yeah.
That's it.
And
it's like
Earl knows this. And Earl knows this because this is his team. But like, that was my kind of point was they're old, but they're going to be an old team that the Patriots, like the Commanders last year, the Patriots won't be able to rise to the occasion right away. We saw Jaden Daniels lead the Commanders to the playoffs. They got their ass whooped by Detroit. The team in the first year is never really ready to go all the way. So that's the Patriots this year. Obviously, the Chiefs dynasty is still, they're like, Jason, Freddie, Michael Myers. They're all that. They're the villain who can't die. They keep coming back. You got to put them all the way into the ground to the center of the earth to get rid of them. But my reasoning in the Chargers, your Los Angeles Chargers are going to be their own worst enemy, just because I don't think at the end of the day they have enough weapons on offense to succeed. And that's a Jim Harbaugh thing, is you'll see like a perfect team like fuck itself up. Like, what are we doing? Like, and it's not like Justin Herbert isn't that guy. He can be potentially, but at the end of the day,
he's a panic artist.
I think all these guys are. They're playing the toughest position in sports, though.
But with him more so, not my quarterback. I meant to say, with coach
Jim Harbaugh.
Yeah.
It's his intensity. Yeah, his intensity at the end of the day gets to him.
Yeah, I mean, his brother hides it a little bit well, but you would panic because it's like, shit, I might lose my job after this year. But with him, when Michigan, when he was with y'all, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, when he was with y'all, it's I'm not gonna say it's not time management, but he like, oh shit, I gotta do something. And literally he'll say that. Like he be cussing like a motherfucker. I gotta do something. And then he be throwing up tantrums too. Justifiable, but he used to be throwing tantrums like crazy. Nowadays he'd be like little here and there.
I think the ticker is gonna. I think he has to worry about that. I think like all these guys as they get older, their cholesterol and all that, so he can't just be going like, "Are you kidding me? Did you?" Because that's what he was doing in San Francisco. He would just be like, "Are you blind? Did you see the hold?" Like he would lose his mind over
acting it out.
Yeah, like he was a manager in baseball getting thrown out, where they kick the dirt at the umpire and they throw the hat at the ground. That's what he would do. And I bet the rest were like, Jim, just calm down. He said, "Don't you tell me to calm down, Pat."
Yeah, he does that shit. He don't want to go out like Nick Saban. Remember, or that wasn't Nick Saban. That was damn, who was it the Oklahoma coach that had them heart attacks?
I can't remember who was the coach that had the heart attacks. Mike Leach. He died of something. He died of a heart related thing, but I don't think it happened on the field. But he was the guy, who was famous for kind of being like oh, what the fuck? Come on, like that type of attitude. Yeah, but I mean, at the end of the day, the reason I said the Steelers, it's just because the guys that they picked, it was kind of that Moneyball thing. Like Jalen Ramsey had his time in the sun, it's done. DK Metcalf had his time in the sun, it's done. Aaron Rodgers obviously has had his time in the sun, and it's done. But that type of team kind of works. That dirty dozen type of let's go for one last run.
It's Expendables.
Can work in the right
Except for this Expendables 4, the worst one.
I was listening to you tell Amp about Expendables 4, and you're like, they couldn't even get Jet Li back because he was always asking for too much money.
Yeah, like in the movie, he kept saying, "I need more money for my family." I'm like, well, I think he was serious.
And he's also like the most, pun intended, the most expendable one out of all of them, because they were just like, you're here because Jackie Chan's not here, Jet. All right. We all know that's who we really want.
Yeah, they would have blew the fucking budget trying to hire him.
Yeah.
But speaking of kicking it, let's go back to Michael. You got to kick with your right foot. Not the left. So people, every now and then I say stupid shit all the time. I say stupid shit all the time. But sometimes how I predict stuff, I'll say something and it'll happen, but it sounds stupid. It sounds ridiculous. Because we live in a ridiculous society. Just look at what's going on in the news, people. We don't talk politics, but go ahead. So people are saying the same thing as me. Some people, in quotations, think it could beat out Doomsday. Now, hear me out when I say that. Will it? No. Can it? Very high possibility. Now, the only advantage that they have is the Disney machine. Besides the characters, because of the merch, and because everybody of every age knows something about an Avenger. These Avengers, not so much, but they see the cartoon characters, they're like, we get it. And then they know how to market because it's Disney. Now, do kids want to see Michael Jackson? I mean, well, we heard them cases, God bless. Um, but do they want to see it being acted out? No, because the evil, I mean, my OG, the evil villain himself, I don't think they understand how Michael became Michael. This is a man by the name of Joseph Jackson from Arkansas. So y'all want to see, hey, y'all gonna see Doctor Doom? No, you about to see the real Doctor Doom. The shoot
Yeah.
Doctor Doom. You about to see a real villain. Are they gonna go OD with it like they did in the TV movie? Probably not, but it's gonna be some ass whoopings like Stone Cold.
See, and that's always what I've talked about in the past about my issues with biopics is that like one, the trailer started on the note of him in the booth, and it's like all the post-its on the wall with all the hit songs that we know to this day, and it's that thing of like, you know what they're about to do right now? They're about to make a thriller. That's what they're about. And it's just that like mindset I get of like, because I haven't seen Ray, but the clip I've seen the most of Ray is when Regina King is yelling at his ass, like, you won't leave your wife, you on these drugs,
Yeah.
and the hell with you. And he goes, hit the road, Jack, don't come back. And he starts singing that in the middle of nowhere. And I'm like, is this a real fucking movie? Like, what? This isn't an SNL skit about like, and that's what I always hate is the way it over dramatizes. And maybe it did happen. Maybe he did create that song in a moment of getting cussed out by his side chick.
It did, dude. Most great songs come from like yo, bruh, saying something.
I know, but still, at the end of the day, it just when you see it played out, acted out, it just I'm like, is this a comedy or is this a serious movie? I can't tell at that point because I was howling.
But they
By the way,
musicians, dog. They life is like a dramedy. I
true,
think this, like, all right. So the same people that did Bohemian Rhapsody, far as
and that is one
producers
of the
doing it,
biggest atrocities ever put on screen for a number of reasons.
but they, you know, why they need them for producers because you got to make it magical. But also you got Antoine Fuqua who can make it drama. He did that well. He made fucking what's Denzel character in Training Day? Alonzo.
Alonzo, yeah,
He made Alonzo like one of the greatest heels ever. So
yeah,
who do I need to make a heel for Michael Jackson? Everybody, except for his brothers, and his sisters, and his mom. That's about it. And he had very few other people that was in his life. But to make this guy, because you know Coleman Domingo is definitely going to get nominated for Best Supporting.
yeah.
But also we got to remember there's a second part to this movie that they trying to get. You know, however they gonna do it, we don't know yet. But they got the second movie. The first one, I don't see them getting nominated per se. Probably
They
the
always say it's
second
the
one.
second part that is what gets the. I mean, Wicked did get nominations last year, but they're saying because part two is coming out this year, that's where they really want to lean heavy on. No, let's
Yeah,
actually be serious about contending for awards. It was the same thing for the last Lord of the Rings, which is why it won the Oscars compared to the first two. Is that it finally closed the trilogy, and that was the rumor about why Dune 2 didn't get as much love at the Oscars is because there was already the stories that they were gonna make the third one, even though people were like, you know, it's a wacky fucking book, right? And there, and Denis Villeneuve said, I'm not ready to make this James Bond movie, so let's go ahead and make this.
yeah, because we about 3 years out from that anyway.
Yeah,
Which you know, the shit people have been talking about that recasting since 2012.
exactly. Which is why there's no need for him to rush into that when they have no idea who they want. An unknown, a known, or whoever it could be. Is it going to be a white guy? Is it going to be new school? So
And
that's
then they
another
got
conversation.
yeah, and then yeah, eventually we're gonna talk about that too, people. And then they got to
No,
go
but I mean,
about
just from the
what
standpoint of
book.
like the way because people were talking about like how do they, it's lucky that they were able to cast someone from within the family, but like at the end of the day, this kid didn't have the easiest job to do. Like he's portraying like the legend of his family, and this is his first ever mainstream thing, right? He's just a background dancer, or is he his own sing?
His
Is he
own
his own a musician on his own?
yeah, it just but that lineage is crazy because His cousins is 3T, which was a band in the '90s, and they were fucking great. They got a great album. So I mean, the entire lineage is just musically inclined by a gift because the Jackson Five, they had no prior training. The training was you gonna run away from this goddamn belt. That's your training. You doing cardio.
Yeah.
Like they don't have any history of a lot of acts back then. They would sing in the choir. They would come up in church. With them, they would just dog like how you learn how to play the guitar. Yo, I mean they pops was in a band, but still for it to carry over and them become probably the most popular band in American history, quotations American history is insane. And then your brother comes from that, and he has a two-time Hall of Fame career on his own. Like, think about it. Like, you know how I had the whole some people could have a 2 or 3 Hall of Fame career. Mike and Jackson 5, one Hall of Fame career. Mike in the '70s to '80s, after Thriller or before Bad came out, Hall of Fame career. Bad till the end, Hall of Fame career. He could be a 3-time Hall of Famer. It's like Ric Flair.
That is the point. And I think the reason as they were making this one, they decided to make it into 2 parts is because you just said right there was so much to cover that they couldn't put into the first one. And who knows how much of the stuff towards the end they actually want to delve into. And I'm not interested in this movie for that stuff in terms of like reenacting the trial or the downward spiral in the last 9 years of his life, where he was more about being on Entertainment Tonight than being on the Billboard charts. Because that's all I really remember of Michael Jackson was every night on Entertainment Tonight. It was what he was doing that was so crazy enough to be like, what's wrong with him? To the point where like, once you hear the music, you're like, this is the same guy. Or you see the pictures of him on the cover, like, how did he become this crazy guy? And then you hear these stories and the stuff on the news. It's like, well, how am I supposed to really feel about this guy then? It's like that tough. And I think obviously with the family being involved, it's not going to be completely sugar coated because they showed obviously that him on the set, as everyone's loves to point out, like him, they showed the gang, the potential gang influence he had.
Yeah, no, they said so. Somebody I know that worked on it, they said no, they were there on set. The
Yeah.
family, like hands on with everything. So nothing like you said, sugarcoating. They're gonna talk about everything. Now the reason why the second movie they had to reshoot and edit because they kept somebody in there that was a part of the trial that shouldn't be part of it. Like the guy signed an NDA not to have his name out there. That actually got cashed out from it. So for legal reasons, that's why they had to push it back and reshoot it and edit it. But I think also that made them go ahead and because they shot at location, the house he died at. So when people saw that, they was like, "Oh shit, they going there." I'm like, "Yeah, you have to." Now,
Yeah,
how
you got
detailed will
to.
they go into it?
Yeah.
Now, if we really want to take, everybody is already have the jokes, and we don't even know when the second part coming out, but people got the jokes already about that day. And at this point, you got to do it. You have to commit to it because, again, like you just said, the first part, couple Oscar nominations, but that second one, when we get to the real shit, I think that's when they gonna clean up as far as the Oscars.
Yeah, because I feel that will be more of the acting performance for Jafar. He'll dazzle everyone because he already has with this trailer being able to mimic the movements so well and just looking right in the outfits. He looks at the Grammys. It looks almost the same as could be, or him on the Thriller set. It's as close as recreating the actual moments in time. And they did a good job of like kind of hiding his performance in the trailer so far, which is what a trailer is supposed to do. It's not supposed to give you everything. This was a really good teaser trailer to get people hyped about this movie instead of just putting it all out front like most movies do these days. To the point like what am I going to see it for? You just show me the whole fucking thing, like.
Right.
And when you see him act in these moments that aren't about being Michael Jackson, the singer, Michael Jackson, the dancer, that's what's probably going to stand out most is he going to be able to capture the little moments of, the person he was.
But then also the length of the movie. I think they said the final cut of it was like 3.5 hours.
Well, most
Now,
first cuts are extremely long. The assembly cuts, yeah, are extremely. Because
I
Ryan
mean,
Coogler, I think, said his first Black Panther cut was almost 4 hours, and that's before they even take anything out. It's just all the stuff they shot that would potentially be a movie. It was 4 hours long, but you knew like, no way am I making a 4 hour movie. That's ridiculous.
yeah, and people would have sat for this, but you got to think the production company. I think it's Lionsgate and Universal, which is crazy. But you don't want to feed people all at once because the problem is you'll make your $1 billion, but as a business, if we just cut this movie down to hell, honestly, if they go all the way up to bad, you can make this one 2 hours, make the next one like an hour and a half, like an hour and 50, and I think you still get everything that you need to at that point. But if it's 2 hours, that's fine. I think both of them should be 2 hours. Honestly, you could tell that tale for the first one within 2 hours. The second one, we might need 2 hours, 2.5, just because it's everything from bad to the time he died. That's a whole lot to cover just on the trial alone. So, I think, like I said, as far as the financial aspect, I'll speak on that. It'll get close to Doomsday. It's going to definitely crack 1 billion. It'll be the highest grossing biopic ever. And then whatever they do with the second one, they decide to do. I was thinking earlier, like, what if they put it on stream? But nah, because we could still. I think the second one probably makes 700 to 800 million. It's not going. The second one not going to crack 1 billion.
On Letterbox, it just has it as 124 minutes, so just over 2 hours.
Yeah,
But
that's good enough.
Letterbox isn't always entirely accurate with movies in advance. Because what I'll get to, because that was the thing about Predator Badlands. When it was first announced, there was no reveal of. I mean, there were no plot details that the Predator was going to be the hero of the movie. It was just two twins on a planet come across the Predator, and I was like, well, that doesn't really sound as interesting to me. But then when like the the film magazine broke, the hero of the movie is the actual Predator, and then I was like, oh, well, fuck, I'm in then. But as of right now, yeah, it's just over 2 hours, and I'm just looking up the screenwriter. It's John Logan, who did Gladiator, co-wrote Skyfall, wrote Rango, Sweeney Todd, and Any Given Sunday. So
Well, he won it for best screenplay.
Hugo, The Aviator, The Last Samurai. So this, they got a guy, and as you just mentioned earlier, Antoine Fuqua, whose filmography is filled with a lot of,
Money
I'd say,
movies.
C plus, B minus movies, with the exception of Training Day, obviously. But he's not a bad director by any means. He comes from the era of being a technician, of being a guy who you give him a script, he's going to execute the script. He kind of has his own style, but not particularly. He's just there to get the job done. He's a steady hand and capable. But like you said, with Lionsgate and Universal, those are two entities. Universal's in a good place these days. I think that they're probably going to be the most successful studio going forward, just because they're going to have the Mario movies. They have Wicked. Even though the Fast and Furious franchise is in flux, they're about to bring back Brendan Fraser and Rachel Weisz for the Mummy movies. While another Mummy movie is being made at the same time, funny enough, which is completely different from and that Mummy movie is supposed to be more of an actual like horror type of Mummy movie compared to the.
Is it Universal? Like, are they making it the retro back in the day style?
It's kind of supposed to harken back to that. It's by the guy who did Evil Dead Rise, Lee Cronin, but I can't remember if it's being made by Universal still or not, because he made Evil Dead Rise for Warner Brothers.
So, the Frankenstein movie on Netflix, I watched a little bit of it. I'll probably talk about it some other time. But
yes, it's by New Line Cinema, so it'll be a Warner Brothers movie. But again, The Mummy is it's not just because Universal popularized it, it's not IP that they own flat out. It's one of those what do I fucking call it? Fair use, right? Yeah. It's something that can be used, yeah, that like Frankenstein is obviously.
Right, because I mean, before Universal got the properties back in like 1930s or 40s, whenever those movies came out, these are storybook characters.
Yeah. Universal just
Sick.
popularized it in that time with um, Creature of the Black Lagoon, Dracula, and then mixing them, basically creating the first version of a cinematic universe with Frankenstein meets the Wolfman and Dracula meets the Mummy and stuff like that. And and that was kind of their bread and butter, is what got them off the ground to be a popular mega studio at that time. But because again, they made a Wolfman movie last year, Universal, and Robert Eggers, who did Nosferatu, he's making a Nosferatu version of a werewolf movie. I think for Universal. I think for Universal as well.
I'll pass on that one, bro. I saw Nosferatu. Shit, when was that? 2 years ago already?
It was last year. Yeah.
Oh yeah, it was last year. Freaky ass
I haven't
vampire.
seen it yet. I'll get to it, but I haven't seen it yet.
All right, man. You don't need to be in a rush, bro. Freaky ass vampire.
I mean, in my opinion, I think I did like The Witch. When I finally got to the lighthouse, I liked it, even though it's just like it's a crazy ass movie.
Then the meme made it more popular.
But it's kind of an unintentionally funny movie.
It's funny than a motherfucker.
Yeah, well, it's funny when William Dafoe is screaming at him in these very old timey speaking. Robert Pattinson goes, "Okay, I like your cooking." Like it's just it's just a crazy movie. But The Northman was excellent. I liked The Northman a lot. I think it is on Peacock because it's a Universal movie, but it's basically Hamlet, but with more violence and Vikings in it. So.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I've been meaning to watch that. I'm gonna tap in.
What the hell is that?
Don't worry about it. Hey man, we on Twitch as well, man. Twitching_Banks. I'm using my personal Twitch. I need to actually start streaming games. I don't know if we could do movie shit. If we could do movies, that's a good way.
You can do anything. Because I mean, when Joe does his history lessons, he'd be pulling up everything and all that. So on Twitch, I don't think there is a limit to what you can do on there, right?
I'm gonna find out and let you know, because then shit might start doing movies on there. Then might as well.
What was I gonna say? Shit. But yeah, no, I do think this will be the biggest movie of the year, just because it's going to get every segment of an audience, old, young, diehards, casuals. Again, this will be a movie that people want to see because it's going to have that buzz of like, did you see the Michael Jackson movie? Because like when you sit in a movie theater, like I had to this past Saturday, and I almost flew my fucking brains out before the movie started. When people are talking or on their phones during the trailers, I just want to like.
Why you think I watched bootlegs?
No, that was my point during when in the pandemic. Remember, I was like, this is the best time. HBO Max is doing the right thing by having us stream these movies at home that are playing in theaters at the same time. Thank you. And then David Zaslav came in and fucked it all up. That piece of shit.
Biggest op. He be every week, man. David Zaslav. I'm like, God damn, what you trying to beat his ass?
He should. Him and Big Tim, they could do the 3D.
No, they Jamal and Rose, 3-minute warning. I don't know how big Paul's David Zaslav is, but I don't think he's 6'4" like them.
Exactly. And he's not from Chicago, Thin crust pizza. No, thank you. I'm from Chicago.
They could beat him with hockey sticks.
But yeah, it was just that thing of like,
how is Predator? Because I keep
it was great.
Cosby, but I keep forgetting.
It's my number 3 movie of the year right now.
they did not market that at all. Because like when you said something, I'm like, damn, I do need to watch that. And then shouts out to Tristan. Tristan said something about it too. I'm like, bruh, I
Yeah.
keep forgetting about the movie because they ain't marketed.
No, I think they did a. It was on. I think it was on during football games. I was seeing a lot, and they're really advertising the Running Man now, and I'll be going to see that this weekend.
I'm 50-50 on it. I like the cast. Speaking of Cole, man, he on that. Um,
Yeah, well, it's Edgar Wright, and if you like Hot Fuzz, Shaun of the Dead, Baby Driver, it's yeah.
I don't like Baby Driver.
It's a tough movie for me to defend now because it's got two pieces of shit, but it was two people who I wasn't really fond of anyway, being Ansel Elgort and Kevin Spacey. So
I know that jabroni Kevin Spacey, but what the first dude do?
the guy who was in West Side Story and Fallen Our Stars, he had an allegation against him that Hollywood is still, not fucking with him over.
I mean, Kevin Spacey, didn't he pop out earlier this year?
Every year he puts out like a
Weird video.
a video about him reading some monologue that I don't know if he wrote himself or what, but yeah, where he basically tries to talk to the camera as if he's fucking Orson Welles or some grand fucking speech.
That's
giver.
what made me seem like he guilty. Every time I see that, I'm like, yeah, you guilty.
and then John Bernthal was I think he was on Howard Stern. I haven't seen the actual clip. I just keep seeing the thumbnail on YouTube. It's always one of those like YouTube recommends where John Bernthal was like Kevin Spacey was a bully on set, and I didn't like him. So I'm not surprised.
You the Punisher beat his ass.
We talked about this. I think the last time X was on, where John Bernthal I think kind of has a like fake tough guy, but I want to be a tough guy energy, or because he's all about like supporting the troops and the cops and the firefighters. But at the end of the day,
around the African Americans,
but at the end of the day, I'm just an actor. And you kind of play because you can hear like for a guy who kind of sounds so tough and gruff as a Punisher, like his voice, his regular voice is very like you would think he's from where we're from. You'd think he's from like a Bay Area town or from a beach town. Oh man, it's just so cool to be here, man. I'm a big fan of the work. Acting, yeah, I love it, man. It's just been my passion, that and all that. Like that's how he talks. And I'm like, you wouldn't think that the guy's like, what you know about death, Red? Huh? You think you're so tough, motherfucker? You can't even see, huh? You're out there blind as a bat.
Is he where you from, Pennsylvania?
He's from the DC area because he went to Georgetown.
Oh, now it makes sense. Okay. Now it makes sense. When he tried to be cool. I'm down with the brothers. What Kurt Angle said, I'm down with the brothers. I can speak.
Well, that's his brother-in-law.
Oh yeah. Well, no, that's his not his father-in-law, right? His uncle-in-law.
His brother-in-law. His sister.
No, I think that's his uncle, right? Because he married the
or cousin-in-law. It's something in law. They're only
uncle.
related through marriage. Yeah.
It's his uncle because I hate to be that. Well, actually, God, but it's because he's married to his nephew. Or I'm sorry, not his nephew. Well,
his niece.
His niece. I don't know if it's his brother that passed away or his sister passed away, but whoever. I think it's his brother that's alive. I think it was the one that was on SmackDown at one time.
Yeah, he had some stuff going on after that.
Well, I don't want to speak on the Angle lineage, but boy, that shit dark.
Yeah.
So we can move on from there. We don't want to get morbid.
Yeah, no, I was just
hey, man. You know what I'm saying? You ain't got to worry about the Jackson 5. That's the real lineage. The only thing dark that Jermaine doing is his hairline.
That is the thing that people were like mocking, like his like the prosthetics of the nose. I'm like, if you look at pictures of young Michael Jackson, he looked exactly like how this movie's portraying him to look like. So I don't know why people are like, why is his nose so big? I'm like, they were treating him like how the first version of the Sonic trailer came out. Like, why does he look like that? Like, because he actually did look like that compared to Sonic, which is like, yo, this isn't
Not Sonic at all.
This is not Sonic. Who is this? Where did you get this from?
But look, bullying worked. Now we have a great video game series. Probably the greatest video game series ever.
That was probably only one of the top 10 times bullying worked.
Yeah, it was worth it. Like legit, I love those Sonic movies.
but
especially the one that came out last year.
it's still not as bad as some like other like again Brad Pitt. I know you hate him, but Billy Bean, he looks nothing like Billy Bean.
No, you
He's
don't.
way too handsome to play Billy Bean.
Well, you know your team.
I would
Ain't
say at
Nicolas
least James.
Cage playing your guy John Gruden?
No, he's playing John Madden. Him as John Gruden would actually make more sense in
That's what I'm
terms of
like.
great.
When is that coming out this year or next year?
It'll be coming out 2026. Yeah,
I don't even know what the movie is about the John Madden video game.
it seems because Al Davis, Christian Bale as Al Davis, which is still the craziest casting
Hey,
of all
that's what
fucking time.
You want to talk about nominations?
John,
Dude, Al Davis from the time before my time in the early 80s and 70s. He looked like he was fucking Clint Eastwood now.
exactly. That's when me and the old man were talking about Al Davis yesterday. Because
Oh,
Al Davis, because we were talking about sports journal and building a team like Al Davis, because Al Davis was the one who was like for integration into the NFL because the team was potentially going to go to Alabama, but they said you want to be able to have any black players. He's like, well, fuck that. I ain't with that.
hey, you won't make no money.
But he's like, listen, these white guys are okay. They're all not football players, all right. He was going to do the Jimmy the Greek speech, but Al Davis, he didn't care if he had an assault charge, any type of charge, as long as you were fast and mean, you could play on the Raiders. That's all he cared about.
Huh? Sounds like a team I used to root for.
Well, that's who he stole. He copied my whole fucking flow. That's why Al Davis probably hated not Jimmy Johnson. Jerry Jones, because he was like, but that's why Jerry Jones was like, if I buy a team, I can just use the templates from other teams to be successful, which is what you're supposed to do once you own a team. Michael Jordan, wink, wink. Like, don't just buy a team and be like, y'all, have fun out there, I guess.
Hey, man, that was money laundering. Leave Mike alone.
At this point, it basically was.
Like, bro, if you could buy some stake in the Hornet, or you could be 50% owner of the Hornets, you would as well. No, but he started out with the Bobcats.
He started out with the Bobcats, yeah. Then he was like, we got to change this name back. I ain't gonna own a team that's named after the previous owner.
But they had like 4 different owners, the Bobcats.
Yeah,
Nelly had some stake in it. The guy that founded BET, I forgot his name, and I just thought about it. He was one of the founders, Michael Jordan, and one more person. I think I'm about to say MTV. I think Viacom had some stake in it. Yeah, Viacom had some stake in it.
But no, the Al Davis, the John Madden movie, yeah, it seems to it's going to chronicle probably his like last year or two with the Raiders to him becoming the announcer, to then the guy who created the video, who was responsible for the video game, which it's made by your boy David O. Russell, so you already know.
Oh, here we go.
A piece of shit. So,
bro, because it's not needed. Listen, he's one of the greatest coaches in NFL history. That shit, we knew that in 1991, probably before that. All right, cool. He got a video game, probably the most popular sports video game in history, the franchise, and it definitely is because it's been 30 some years now. But it's like, bro, I didn't need a movie for that. Cool. Am I gonna watch it? Absolutely, because look who's starring in it.
But that's what did I just say 40 minutes ago? Like, the reason movies like this get greenlit is because it's something that's well known, whether it's a person or a story of a person, and you can get an actor to commit because they're going to want to put on the makeup to look like someone else, and they're going to want to watch the footage to learn the mannerisms and all that. It's again, that's why they got Nick Cage. Originally, it was supposed to be Hugh Jackman, I think, and he dropped out. It was supposed to be someone crazier than Nick Cage before it was Nick Cage as John Madden.
Man, they shouldn't have got, what's my dude name? Frank from Mad TV.
Frank Caliendo.
Hey, folks, John Madden
except
popcorn pop
except
maker.
He's 4'9", and John Madden was like what, 6'2", 6'3".
It don't put him on still, bro. He had the best John Madden impersonation. the turd stuck in.
Let's look at the play right here. We got this over here and that. Boom, 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 boom.
The
This guy, he's going to throw the ball all the way over here, right at this guy. This guy's wide open. I don't know what he's going to do with that, Pat.
Bro, then he had John Madden get smoked by the popcorn maker. He always had him going through some Looney Tune shit.
Yeah, but
they could have got him or somebody fat. Who else fat they could have got, bro? Tis my law. No, I'm trying to think. Who's fat they could have got and white? They could have got what's my dude that be doing all the impersonations? The wrestler. No, is it Will Sasso?
Oh, Will Sasso. You just keep going back to the guys who were doing impersonations on television. They want an actor. An actor.
Is Nicolas Cage an actor?
I'm saying that you love Nicolas Cage.
I know, but that don't make him good. I like Dolph Ziggler. You think I'm going back watching Dolph Ziggler?
I'm Castor Troy. You don't think that's good acting?
I told you, bro. His best movie is that vampire movie.
Oh, The Vampire's Kiss.
Yeah, one of the funniest fucking movies in history. For no reason. It wasn't supposed to be. It's, bro, anybody that's listened to this,
that's his whole career is this is funnier than it's supposed to be. Again, The Wicker Man and fucking what was the other one?
Everything. Snake Eyes.
Well, Snake Eyes is an okay. Snake Eyes is a well-made movie with camera movement. I mean, like Brian De Palma directed the fuck out of that movie, but its script is like
off a lot of cocaine.
Well, it's also written by David Koepp, who did Jurassic Park, and then when you look at his filmography, it's like, holy shit, this guy wrote a lot of good movies, and then holy shit, this guy wrote a lot of bad movies. He has one of those filmography where it's like all-time greats or down in the gutter.
Did you see? Again, people, this is a soft rollout. When we really, really get to the ish, we're gonna talk about what movies we've seen. We're gonna talk about a lot. It's a lot to cover, but I want to talk about Jurassic Park. Did you see the last Jurassic Park that came out this year? Okay,
you know damn well I didn't.
Look.
You know I am a strong anti-Jurassic Park person because one.
But you got young people in your family. That's why.
Not anymore. My stepbrothers are all in their. My stepbrother, the youngest stepbrother, has a girlfriend now. Like, really? I'm not around any kids to be like dinosaurs are cool like I was when I first got here. But no, I'm not a. The franchise doesn't mean as much to me as it does for other people. And then two, like I'm not really into like dinosaurs as like a movie going thing of like.
Well, they didn't exist anyway.
Yeah, I mean they didn't, but still. But no, I mean, I was shocked when they announced the second one, the sequel to this one, that Mahershala Ali was going to be. I'm like, I thought his character was going to die in this movie. Since I haven't seen it, he committed to this movie, but he can't commit to anything else in Hollywood. No,
go ahead, bring up the movie. Go ahead. No,
the Blade movie's done. We already know that, but I just mean.
But remember, me and you said that in 2020 when we first started.
I was holding out hope for it because it was Mahershala Ali. I want to see this guy act because ever since he won that second Oscar, he's done, I think, 2 Apple movies, which is like no one sees those. He did the voice in the end credit scene of The Eternals. He didn't even come back to revoice his character in Invincible or What If. And he did voice the character in for what the 2-second scene he had and Beyond this. I mean, Across the Spider-Verse. But at this point, yeah, he just doesn't do anything. And this was a guy who really didn't hit it big into the last 10 years, and now he's just able to coast off 2 Oscar. And I'm not mad at him for it. He's a Bay Area legend. But still, it's like, do something. Don't do Jurassic Park. Like,
what do I always say to you? It's called working.
Yeah, I know but he's not even a working actor. Anthony Mackie's a working actor.
No way. He trying to do more RC movies than
he does Twisted Metal for Peacock. That's a working actor.
Hey, you know we talking about 2 people that can't go back all-stars. Marshall ain't trying to go back to Oakland. Anthony, he's still in New Orleans, but he ain't trying to go back to a certain part of New Orleans. You
Oh,
heard
and he's
me?
like trying to go back to his ex-wife.
Well, that there you go. I forgot about that. So yeah, I got to
Yeah.
do all these movies. I might be in Jurassic Park next. I forgot about that. And he got 3 or 4 kids with her. So yeah,
Yeah.
it costs, dog. That's all it is. Even if you leave on good terms, it still costs. But yeah, it's like he's gonna be in this. I don't even do. I don't know what the fucking plot is with this Jurassic Park. I don't know what's going on with the second one. People like they gotta stop making these movies. That's
They
not
do.
how it
They
works.
do. As much
That's
as
not
people
how it
bitch
works,
about,
though.
as much as people oh my god, I can't even speak. I'm Floyd Mayweather.
So I'm a prize fighter.
But as much as they bitch about the Fast and the Furious movies, Jurassic Park, it literally is the same movie every time. We gotta go to the island. The dinosaurs are on the island. Ah, there are innocent people we gotta rescue. Ah, it's all that. It's the dinosaur expert who tells them you don't know what you're messing with here. Like,
But my thing is, at this point, y'all just want to nuke the island
I don't even get how the dinosaurs are still alive. Like,
because they always it's always one that they kill. It's not like a whole bunch
not just
of
that,
them.
but there's always a new island because don't forget in the second Chris Pratt one, and that's when I stopped because that when I saw that one in the theater, I'm like, I'm not seeing these fucking movies ever again. This movie sucked, and I only saw it because my girlfriend at the time wanted to see it. But the
Shouts out to
volcano,
Bryce Dallas House. Go ahead.
but the volcano kills the island. But that was the second version of Jurassic Park. This one is one where they were making all the fucking like abomination type dinosaurs. They were the Island of Dr. Moreau type dinosaurs, apparently.
Yeah, but that was the one before this too when they brought back the original cast.
But that's my point. Is that it's
Because they didn't they. Hold on, we're gonna do this, but this BVD. So this is what we do. Very great. So it's like, all right,
my favorite movie podcasts. They do the same exact thing about confusing the plots to which one was which. Like which one was this one? Like in terms of the Jurassic Park movies. Like no. That was a second one. The third one, the third one is this one. Like no. That one's the one with William H. Macy. Oh, okay. Like they always confuse the ones for each other. The only one I can remember watching was the third one, which is the one that like no one really likes, but that's the one that the kid gets kidnapped right away in the beginning and lives on the island by himself until his parents come to rescue him. That was the one that Spielberg didn't do.
Yeah, dude. So I'm giving people a recap. So the one before this, people, it was the original cast from the classic masterpiece,
Yeah,
the first
Dominion.
one I grew up on. Yeah, they had everybody,
Not New Japan.
everybody. They had old girl that was fucking with Baron Davis. She was on there. Shouts out to her, Santa Monica. Stand up. She was on there. Everybody was on there. It's this one. They keep having this one T. It's never a Veloso or whatever it's called. It's never a little Reptar. It's always this big ass T Rex. That's I was about to say the R word. That's just not here.
Oh my god.
So this
How would you use that
motherfucker.
to describe a dinosaur?
Well, because they all are R words, but this one was in particular was an R
Raptors.
word.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a double R, the real Rolls Royce. Yeah. So this motherfucker, I forgot how he even died, but he was smart. Like he could hear super well. They all could hear well, but he could hear super well. He has sonar. He was finding him behind the truck. I'm like, but this one is Scarlett Johansson. I still need money with a big ass gun.
Yeah.
Still looking good. But then it's like, all right, so we going back to the island, but now we got blowers. But how the fuck a rifle gonna hit something like a
And that
20
was the
foot
point when I was
tall T
watching the
Rex?
trailer. I'm like, this gun looks like the most useless fucking gun because she shoots a dinosaur. I'm like, this dinosaur is twice the size of the boat you're on. How is that going to affect it? Like, and that's always my logic with it is like, if the bullets can't penetrate the dinosaur, what are you gonna do?
And I don't get why. I mean, you can't go OD. Like if we were directing it,
You mean like get a rocket launcher? Yeah.
You read my mind. See, hey, Motor City Machine Guns, we pack, bro.
Well, that was
Like,
in Predator Badlands. There's a brief moment where he picks up a fucking assault rifle, and I'm like, the Predator's got a blower finally. Like he's always got a knife, blades, but he never like picks up a fucking like Ghostface in Scream 7. On Scream 6, like he finally picked up a shotgun and was like, fuck this knife shit. I'm done stabbing. Like,
yeah, I know a whole bunch of Jamaicans, they would have tore his ass up with a
but
machete. Oh, y'all got big, you got a blade, I got a machete. Like, bro, I never
but I
understood
like
that with him
if that was supposed
anyway.
to be the point of like her character was like, but she's got the special gun. I'm like, then why don't you get
Everybody.
a special tank? No, get a tank instead. Like, or
That's what I'm saying. So you mean the government spent $1 billion on this one particular gun, and they couldn't make an arsenal when everybody and their mama been
oh,
knowing about this
nothing
island
pissed
for
me
30
off
years?
more. Nothing pissed me off more than when I left Fantastic Four, which is an okay movie. It's pretty good.
It's okay.
It could have been better, but nothing pissed me off more than as I left. I'm like,
Hey, not to cut you off, but guess what? They say, yeah, it could be, but this is the last one. Ain't another
yeah.
one. And that's it.
I left and I'm like, wait a minute. They spent all that time building a fucking transporters across the globe, conserving electricity. Reed Richards, you couldn't create a fucking Gundam to fight Galactus one on one? Like, that was my biggest thing. So I'm like, is there a comic version where they create a mecha to go toe to toe with Galactus? And there kind of was one image I saw where, but I'm like, still, your solution is Megazord. Like, get up there and beat his ass one on one instead of like this wacky plan to make him fall into the transporter. Yeah.
It's I don't I mean, I'm trying to figure out logic about dinosaurs. I already said I don't believe in dinosaurs, but I always think about that, like, damn, we can't get more arsenal. And then in the case of Fantastic Four, we can't get a Gundam type shit. But also, we got to remember it's 1950s.
But it was the futuristic 1950s. It was the Jetsons, basically.
Because he had his tools, but you got to remember, still technology grew over time, even for a fucking scientist of his magnitude.
It wasn't like our 1950s. It was the alternate 1950s, like I said, where they have, because otherwise, wouldn't the government be like, hey, motherfucker, give us this shit? Why are you hogging all the technology? Like, just because you're the only one that can understand it?
Also, if it was the 1950s, they would have hung Ben Graham.
They would have hung their secretary was a black woman. That's where I was like, this isn't a regular 1950s.
No, yeah, and they got a lot of African kids, and I don't know, yeah.
That movie had a lot of unnecessary shots of the crowd. I'm like, why? I don't need to see all these extras. Why are we paying to extras every 10 minutes? Like, it was just.
Yeah, I don't need it, but don't worry about it. It ain't gonna be another one. I hope y'all enjoyed it. Disney already like shit. How much we only made? 500
Well, because they're
million?
more worried about getting to the X-Men finally.
Well, I've been waiting on that for years too. So,
But anyway, that was this version of Banks versus Davis. We'll be back. And like Banks said, we'll try to be doing stuff on Twitch. See if we can watch videos, movies, come up with other things. Solo episodes, so always stay subscribed to the feed. So make sure you like, share, subscribe. All of that. Thank y'all for tuning in. It was a pleasure to be back.
And then just to let y'all know, December, for real, we back because we got to cap off a lot of stuff that happened this year alone.
Yeah, that was the thing about I mean, again, we talk to each other obviously every day, but the things in terms of what this year's really stood out, I mean, obviously Sinners, The Last Mission Impossible. Have you seen Weapons yet?
I've been meaning to watch that. I got that on the list. I'm gonna watch that Predator Badlands. Remind me again of the movie that's on Peacock we just talked about with the Vikings and shit.
Oh, The Northman. That's for me, but in terms of this year, I'd say Weapons is definitely in my top 10 for sure.
I keep hearing that, so I'm gonna tap into that. It's on HBO Max. So.
I feel like it's a movie that you'd be like, I won't be surprised if you hate this movie.
Probably not.
I feel like you probably would hate the story, but like how it's made.
Yeah. No, shouts out to Bugs. He said weapons is great. I keep hearing that. I'm gonna tap in.
And the guy who made it is the guy who's making the new Resident Evil because he won the bidding war to get the rights.
Oh yeah, and they filming that right now, so
Yeah.
I'm stoked about that. But I'm gonna tap. I might watch Weapons tomorrow.
Yeah, I think it's just under 2 hours. And it had moments that kind of like got to me where I was like, oh shit, like.
Wait, is it jump scare or just regular horror? What is it?
It's a combination because that's his style, but it's also very like cinematic. He's got really good camera movement, cinematography, really good editing, especially that. So, in the score, I would say nothing. There were a few parts that stood out, but yeah, he just knows. It's the guy who was on Whitest Kids You Know. Funny enough, like that's how he got his start, which is always the craziest thing about like the people in Hollywood today. Which is why, like, even when you always say like, because it's not that I don't believe you, but like you can really make it big at any point in your life in Hollywood. Because Taylor Sheridan was on Sons of Anarchy for the first 2 years, and he just ditched Paramount for $1 billion deal at Universal to do what he was doing over, and he's still going to write the Call of Duty movie for Paramount. So, yeah, it just goes to show, like, at any point in your life, you can hit it big.
Yeah, I mean that relates to everything. We're gonna end on some positivity. That relates to everything in life, bro. There is no time clock for success. The time starts when you decide you want to be successful.
My time is now.
Hey, by the way, shouts out to the GOAT. I think I got an idea too. We gonna have to recap. Yeah, so hey man, I can't wait till we get to the next couple of weeks because there's a lot of shit we gonna talk about. I mean, he won the IC title as of this recording, and
and I couldn't care less. That's where I'm at this point in wrestling. Everyone.
I mean,
what did the Minnesota Lynx coach say? She said, "I don't give two shits. I don't give a single shit." That's me with wrestling these days, where it's like,
so me both. Me and Eve already said, "Hey, dog, when AJ Styles retires, it's over for me, bro. I ain't got no reason. I don't watch now. All right, I just watched that just to see it happen. I don't watch now. When AJ Styles gone, what's the point?"
And I don't feel like it's not that they don't have stars to carry. It's just I don't care. I
don't
care.
Nothing moves me right now. Like we got.
Who gives a fuck? That's every decision like that they make. Every booking decision. Like, who do you give a fuck about what you're planning? Because it seems like you don't.
No, I mean, yeah, it's like, dude, I don't care. I haven't cared in a year.
Brock Lesnar back. Okay, so.
And that's one of my favorite all timers. I'm like, all right.
And he hasn't been back since. He beat up John Cena, and then was like,
right
back to the farm.
Send my check. That's it. I mean,
yeah.
I'll be honest with y'all. The only thing I care about is Lash Legend and Nia Jax being a tag.
All right. Okay.
That's a whole heap of women.
Just because you were out in Atlanta.
And guess who from Atlanta?
Going to Space Mountain.
And guess who from Atlanta? Lash Legend, ironically. Yeah, they some fine piece of letters and they put together out there, brother.
Damn, you fine like a like.
Yeah, I ran that line a couple times, bro. I was saying the old school line said finer than frog hair. Better than
you were doing the I have this dance type of
yeah, out there they specialize in lap dances. Hey man, don't go to Atlanta, people.
Calling her milady. Hello, milady. Would you
well, actually, Eve said me and him about to go to Atlanta too. So hey, the real Rock and Roll Express.
Okay. All right, but thank y'all for tuning in again. Make sure you turn those notifications on so you never miss out, and we'll see y'all next time.
Hey, Dipset, Bird Gang.